there's something that I'm doing that to help change my life. Well, one thing is the first thoughts of your day will set your whole friggin' day. So, um, and I've been, mentioning that I know my voice is saying I need to get in physical shape. Part of my healing involved I needed to calm down. I have fight flight, which was affecting fibromyalgia, the muscles. You tense up when you're scared to death. So I had to calm down. I had to um, realize there is nothing to fear. The fear was in my head, and I have more control over the things that I feared. So I needed to, like, I really came up with a logic sense of, okay, you really don't need to be scared of this shit. I realized that most of my fight flight was frustration within myself, that I wasn't believing in myself. I worked so hard to try and make a dysfunctional system functional, which was total insanity, which is where we all are right now. Is that if you think this current system is going to work in any way, shape, or form, knowing full well it doesn't work, you're kind of insane. And trying to make it work is even more insane. So making a shift in that was like a little bit massive for me to be able to see how I play a role in that shift. So part of my healing involved that I needed to calm down, which took some time. Like it didn't happen overnight, and it's still going on. That sometimes I do need to take 3, 4 baths a day just to I need to calm down. I need to really focus on my breathing. A lot of people when you're stressed, you stop breathing. And deep breathing is so important because you need water because you're mostly water, but you also need air. And if you're not breathing in oxygen, you're not getting oxygen to the cells and the muscles, so the muscles aren't able to breathe, and it's like you're choking the muscles. So even smoking is not getting the right oxygen to my muscles to be able to heal them effectively. So, and right now I'm trying to build a life I love. So when I'm loving my life, I will actually want to live it. And it is a matter, you got to fake it until you make it. So that's what I'm trying to do, is create this life that I love, improve on my communication skills with this YouTube channel, analyze my own self through it, offer as much freaking advice as I possibly can, but then look at my own videos and see if I can follow it. So it ain't really advice I'm putting out into the world. I know the change starts within me, and as soon as I change, then that reflection in the universe will change. So that's what I'm doing is, when you first wake up in the day, you set the trend of your thoughts for that day. You set the intention of how you plan to live your life for that day. So as soon as I wake up, I fill my water bottles up. That sets the intention that I'm going to focus on self. Just because if you're looking at this, like this is the intention with this particular bottle is confidence and certain. So when I drink it, I feel what it feels like to feel confident and certain. So I do that with all 6 of these bottled intentions, and it also has no complaints and no excuses. So I really pay attention. It's not a matter of you don't make any complaints. It's a matter of you make as many complaints as you possibly can and pay attention to it. Because why are you complaining? You are the aspect of the problem, so you are the aspect of the solution as well. So it's just a matter, that's the transformation. It's not like the transformation out there. It's within inside you. So I don't need to worry about changing everybody else. All I have to do is worry about changing myself, because I'm an aspect of the solution. But I'm only one aspect. Everybody's an aspect of it. So my biggest challenge is working out. I cannot seem to start this exercise plan. So what I've done, and it's like I only want to change one aspect of my life. As long as I'm seeing one change in my life, then I know I'm on a different path. So the one change that I made, and I had to make this like commitment, And I did it with my daughter, but I'll put a commitment out there with anybody. It's like, don't listen to anything I got to say. I know shit. I have really, really bad advice if I can't follow my own advice. I'm as dumb as everybody that I would say is wrong. I'm more wrong, because who am I to judge anybody else if I can't follow my own advice? So, but the deal is that if I can follow through on this, then my advice is probably a little bit worth listening to. So I've got to change one thing that I know I can have absolutely no excuse to do. So what the goal is every morning at 6 o'clock, I go for a walk around this campus, around my street. It's not that hard. It's not a workout. It's just something that would get me up early in the morning and give me a fresh mind. I'd be outside, lots of nature out there. It would help shift my day in a different direction. And I notice every time I get up, it's like, oh, you don't have to get up. You know, there's nothing making you have to do it. I mean, I come up with 1,000,001 reasons why I shouldn't do it at 6 o'clock in the morning. But that's what I got to change, is all those little voices that convince me not to do it is what I got to overcome. Is, no, you got to go out and do it. And then when I go out and do it, it's like, oh, you should be doing a lot of other things. You should be working. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. You need to get to work. You need to earn a living. You need to, the world needs changing. That, like there's so many things that I feel I need to be doing. I have websites to do. It's endless. The things, there's so many things that I need to do that it's creating chaos in my life, and I'm doing nothing because there's way too much. And when you have way too much to do, you do nothing. Um, so I have to sort of slow it down and do nothing except for the one thing that I know will put me on a better track. So when I go out and I walk every morning, um, what I'm doing is doing a lot of self-talk, like just breathe this fresh air and just enjoy this walk, and it's peaceful. And um, I just say a lot of positive talk about myself when I'm going on those walks. And I'm like, no, this is enjoyable. If I don't feel that it's enjoyable, it's like, why don't you enjoy this? Why is it that you're anxious to get this walk over? Why is it you're trying to avoid this walk when you know this walk would be good for you? I'm doing a lot of that kind of talk. And the goal is that I want to do it every single morning at 6 o'clock. No excuses. Could be rain, could be snow, sleet. I don't give a shit what it is. It's not a hard thing to do. Um, so far I've been able to do it. So far every morning I've been getting up and being able to follow through on it. So that's my deal, is making one little shift in my life, something extremely small, something that I cannot have any excuses for, something that I really have to analyze all of those excuses and all of those complaints that I have and transform them, because I know it's the right thing. So if it's the right thing, why do I have a lot of excuses? Why do I have a lot of complaints about it? That's the transformation, is paying attention to everything that you do complain and make excuses. That is the unknown problem. Um, so we should be seeing some changes, and the rest of it is I get sidetracked by so many other different ideas. I feel like I'm not very productive. I know if I was highly focused in one thing, and then I would accomplish one thing. But I don't believe there are any mistakes in life, and I think that some of these distractions, I want to be distracted. There's something that I want to attract within that. And if it does feel like it's a mistake, then it's a lesson for me. There's something that I can grow from that experience. So I'm not against making any mistakes or going down any wrong path, because as long as there's a lesson there, I want to learn it. The more I learn, the smarter I get. So, But again, just even allowing myself to be distracted could be the mistake. So I'm not going to be hard on myself, because as long as I'm giving myself negative self-talk about self, I won't be productive. So I'm going to always look at things from, this is all good. I'm accomplishing something. As long as at the end of the day I did something in a direction that had the potential to be a solution, I'm going to be okay with it. And so far, it's been like a week, and really, really proud of myself that I've been able to do it and starting to see a little bit of a change. I don't know if anybody's seeing any differences in any of my videos within the last week, but you should be able to see some changes within me the more that I'm actually able to get further and further into my personal healing. Um, I know it works. It's just I'm still in process of it, but I've seen so many times, I've overcome so many problems by using the same philosophy that there's no way anybody can tell me that it's wrong. How can it be wrong when it works all the time, all the time? So just because I'm in the process of one massive problem doesn't mean I'm not going to see the solution to it. I'm just in the process of unfolding that solution, and I'm developing confidence. Like, can you imagine telling yourself every time you drink water to feel what it feels like to be confident and certain about something? We all want better self-esteem. What do you think it takes to get there? You got to believe in yourself. You got to find a reason to believe in yourself. But in order for you to do that, you got to feel what it feels like first, and then you open your eyes to what confidence and certainty actually looks like, and then look at yourself and say, do I got it? Do I have confidence in myself? No. Well, why not? It's just a feeling. So it's, um, you just can't see something that's confident about yourself. And you have to have the chemical makeup to be able to see that. It's like putting on glasses. It's like, okay, these glasses are confident glasses. I have no confidence when I'm not wearing them, but as soon as I put them on, oh, I see tons of confidence. So that's what an intention is when you have that inside you, you put your glasses on to see and perceive your world with it. So I think that this stuff is so friggin' valuable. It's not an instant cure. It's taken us thousands and thousands of years to get here. This is literally transforming DNA, because your DNA is the chemical makeup that you experience life with. It's the tape recording of the same messages over and over and over again. You are experiencing something. What that something is the chemicals that you're making. The peptides and proteins are being produced 24/7. And your DNA is like on cruise control. Your DNA is controlling your thoughts, controlling the direction that you're going to experience life with. But they're proven you can change your DNA by changing your thoughts. Because if you change the direction you're going into, change that thought, change that pattern, change that tape recording to be something completely different, you have to make the different chemicals to experience that. And when you make different peptides and proteins which attach itself to your DNA, over time you're changing your DNA. You're creating a completely different you. And everything that makes you who you are is your friggin' DNA. So water can actually change your DNA if you actually feel what it feels like. It's not positive thinking. Positive thinking is like a double negative. You'll create more and more of all the hell that you don't want to experience. So do not think positive. Feel positive. It's all in the feelings, because feelings are what creates chemicals. Because chemicals are feeling. We're feeling beings. So you got to get control of your feelings and not your thoughts. Once you control your feelings, then your thoughts are controlled. So it's like, Don't control your thoughts, and then your thoughts will control your feelings. No, your feelings will control your thoughts. It's the other way around. So, anyways, that's the little change. I put a challenge out there for everybody else. I would like to see a video on one small thing that you are doing in your life to ensure you're on a completely different path. Just one small thing you're doing in your life. I'd like to hear about it. If you're truly awake, tell me about it. I'd like to hear it. Peace out.